What's up guys, welcome to Veldora-kun. From our previous episode, we have witnessed the final decision of Dwarven Kingdom for the invitations. If you haven't watched the previous episodes, I will put the link in the description below. Just a quick warning, these videos contain spoilers from the light novel. I also want to share to you my YouTube membership, Veldora's Loyal Knights. For more details, just click the join button below. Also, don't forget to join our Discord community, Veldora-kun Subordinates. The link is in the description. See you there. So now in this video we will review what happened next, which is the discussion between two people at Sorcerer's Dynasty Sarion. But before we will proceed, please like, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Now without further ado, let's proceed with the video. After the Dwarven Kingdom, the location is now the Sorcerer's Dynasty Sarion. On the grounds of the royal palace of the emperor, there was a large, impressive garden, expansive enough to house a variety of plants and creatures rare to find in the wild. This park was personally enjoyed a vast fortune, thanks to the many streams of revenue she enjoyed. The emperor enjoyed many privileges, and so he received enormous profits from them. The emperor possessed an unimaginable wealth and stood at the peak of the Sorcerer's Dynasty Sarion. Two persons were currently resting in this garden. One of them was Duke Harold. He was the father of the adventurer Ellen and a key figure of the nation, whose authority and power were among the top three. Facing him was the only person in this nation who wielded more authority than him. This person is Emperor Elmesia Eller Sarion. Her age, however, was unknown. She was among the most pure-blooded of elves, meaning her elven qualities were stronger than most, she simply didn't age. She was also a living witness to history, making it a major taboo to inquire about the emperor's age. She was the most authentic of the elven race, a so-called high elf, the supreme existence. Even Duke Harold was also smitten from her beauty, but considering that the fury of his wife and daughter was far more terrifying, he quickly came back to his senses. He cleared his throat and said, "Your Excellency, the nation of monsters I have reported to you about has sent me an invitation." The Duke took out the envelope from his pocket and handed it over carefully. He was aware of the content written in it but refrained from speaking. She hated it when people revealed things without confirming it herself. Duke Harold can't believe that guy actually got the recognition to become an official demon lord. But even if he has, why would he call someone like Duke Harold to this festival? In fact, there was actually no need for Duke Harold to show the letter to the emperor as it was meant for the Duke himself. Yet the letter wrote, "If you are attending, please reply with the number of attendees." He interpreted this to mean he could bring whoever one wished. Then, who should he invite? That was the problem. It was natural to bring guards along since the Duke couldn't attend alone. Many of the nobles he had previously reported his travels to expressed keen interests in visiting themselves. The topic regarding Tempest Federation becoming a new trading nation had become popular among the higher-ranked nobles in Sorcerer's Dynasty Sarion. Yet nobles were not the only ones interested. In the past, when he reported the results of the meeting with Rimuru to the emperor, she glared at him coldly and commented in annoyance, "So you went off to this fabulous land all by yourself? Well, aren't you a big shot, Harold? You must have had a lot of fun. Why did you leave me behind? Let alone proclaiming yourself my envoy and establishing diplomatic ties with them. If our business with them was that important, I would have liked to involve myself with it, wouldn't you agree?" But Harold had things to say in his defense as well. He may have visited the Tempest Federation in the name of rescuing his daughter, it was still considered the real kingdom of monsters. He may have transferred his spirit into the body of a homunculus, but there was no telling what could have befallen him. So how could he have invited the Emperor Elmesia to that kind of place? Yet she still scolded Duke Harold harshly, "If that is the charming sort of slime you met, I wish I could have seen him for myself. I would have gotten to meet a new demon lord, in all my years, I've never encountered such a thing before. Yet you got to enjoy all of that by yourself? Does the term abandonment mean anything to you? Imagine being treated like this way by my own people, what a sad life of an emperor I am living." Her complaints kept on firing without pause, before wrapping it up with the last lines, "I've never been so envious. Hold on a second, isn't this just too out of line? You, Taking in all this risking all this danger and going off by yourself. Absolutely unacceptable. This is the side of her that she only shows when she's alone with Duke Errol or with one other individual. So it could be said that the responsibility on Errol's shoulders was particularly heavy. Nowadays his budget was frozen because of the Emperor's tantrum, and the plan for technological collaboration with Tempest Federation was put on hold. That's why he wanted to pamper the Emperor back into a good mood so he could resume preparations to collaborate with Tempest. If he decided to join the festivities solo without informing Ulmesia, he'd most certainly be inviting her rage upon him. At that point Errol feared that the consequences would not be so simple as to freeze his budget. The letter stated that Rimuru was hosting a presentation, but in reality, it must be some form of intimidation. The goal being to show off how powerful Demon Lord Rimuru is. They would be holding a festival in conjunction, along with assorted unspecified but large-scale entertainment. It was unknown what would be included in it, but their programs appeared to be quite substantial. There was no way the eternally bored Ulmesia would pass up an opportunity to attend such an exciting-sounding event. Based on these considerations, Errol decided not to hide anything, and thus was showing her the letter now. Now she lifted her head, fresh from reading it, and said, "So, what do you plan to do?" And Duke Errol responded, "Do what, Your Excellency?" Errol was buying time, but knew what Ulmesia meant. He knew, but couldn't point it out directly. It would make national headlines if the Emperor Ulmesia were to attend the festival. Knowing the significance of such an event, Errol didn't dare to say too much. She replies, playing dumb, are we? Did you know, Errol, that the quality of the desserts we are importing from Yoshida-san's store seem to have improved immensely as of late? Do you know the reason?" Errol fell silent with the unexpected change of subject. She added, "You enjoy the reputation as a prominent advisor, yet you have no clue about the lives of the civilians? What a disappointment." Duke Errol replies, "I apologize, Your Excellency. Isn't Yoshida-san the baker Madam likes, whose shop opened in the kingdom of Ingratia? Although he doesn't possess combat ability, I believe the kingdom provides for his personal safety as an otherworlder. It is the first time I've heard that you've been importing desserts from this Yoshida-san's shop. What does it have to do with Rimuru Dono's invitation?" She was surprised and said, "You truly claim to not know, then? Ellen has been buying the desserts as souvenirs for me since a couple years back. You must have not received one." Duke Errol was ecstatic. "She what?" Errol couldn't help but shout. He suffered damage beyond repair learning that his daughter Ellen didn't buy any souvenirs for him. Seeing Errol's frustrated grimace, Ulmesia laughed, satisfied, while saying, "All right, your expression is all I need. Allow me to explain. It seems that Yoshida-san's confectionery has been getting ingredients from someone else since then. It's allowed him to greatly expand the diversity of his wares, and the quality of his work has improved to match. And most importantly, I've been getting goods from him by offering financial support." Errol was aware of this person called Kaoru Yoshida. His identity as an otherworlder alone was enough to make him a target of investigation, so naturally he already knew the relevant information about him. According to his intelligence, Kaoru Yoshida ran a dessert place called Cafe in the capital of Ingratia. His talents as a pastry chef, however, were undoubtedly top of the line, enough so that he counted the Grand Master of the Free Guild as a grateful client. And according to suspicious sightings, Hinata the Saint had been spotted sneaking in and out of the location. The business there seemed to be booming. Thus, Errol already knew him as a successful tradesman, but Ulmesia wasn't done speaking yet. She continues, "I once went out of my way to invite Yoshida-san here. Ellen, you see, brought along the most tremendous cake I've ever had. So I hope to make him the appointed patissier of our nation. Yet I was turned down. No matter how much money I stacked on the table, Yoshida refused to come here. According to Emperor Ulmesia, the man named Yoshida couldn't be moved by money. So she was forced to depend solely on the limited number of souvenir gifts she had to make it through life." She said, "Recently, Yoshida apparently sent word that he'd be closing soon. Whether he is opening a new store or moving away is still under investigation. But losing my dessert supply during his hiatus would be an unbearable blow wouldn't it? And Duke Harold asked, I don't think so, what is the issue? And the Emperor answered, That's what you have to say to me? Ellen really likes the desserts there. If we can set up a more convenient way to purchase them, don't you think she would come back more frequently? And the Duke was flustered, Madam, what are you talking about? And she replied back, oh yes, she has actively attended all of our regular tea parties. This was monumental news. Harold had always thought that his daughter didn't even want to come near her hometown. To him, Almesia's series of confessions left him broken and depressed. It was one thing that her 2 bodyguards had been useless, but it was an entirely different matter that the people he sent to watch over her didn't report anything of this sort. He resolved to rake them over the coals about this later, but for now, he had to press Almesia for more. And that's it for my video. Now, it's shout-out time. I want to thank the following for joining Veldora's loyal knights. Thank you for rejoining, R. Srinath Meena. And thank you CB Gamer for joining my membership. Also, I want to thank my beloved existing loyal knights. Next, I want to give a shout out to my Discord booster. Thank you for boosting the server. Thank you so much everyone. See you on my next upload.